Hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Rigs, coming to you on the 27th of July, 21, time on deck, 4700 hours. Scientists with the Federation of American Scientists just discovered a second field of missile silos being built in China. Yes, another set of missile silos. As you know, they just discovered a set of silos going in near the city of Yumen just a couple weeks ago, with potentially 120 ICBM silos being constructed. Now what they've found is Hami, which is in eastern Xinjiang. It has another site in which they're building maybe 110 additional ICBM silos. And Yumen is over in Gansu district, by the way. Are you kidding me? Wow. So China is really gearing up for what? Well, we're going to get all into that. But, you know, I bring this to you as part of my eyes wide open and head on a swivel series, so you can know what's going on, because the proposition of my channel to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. Now, I bring you a lot of other videos on this channel, things that along those lines, such as these, and videos on how to eat from the weeds and the trees, which is free, and how to garden, do worms. You'll be seeing more videos on all these topics in the near future. So please subscribe to my channel. Bang the update notification bell and click all to get more of my videos, to get the notifications for them. That really helps me and will help you too. All right. So also, by the way, guys, I'll bring this up so you know you got to prep. You know you got to get ready. There's a lot of things you got to prep. I've got a video on bug out locations and nuclear bug out locations. I've done videos on those two topics. You can find all that stuff. But also, you need to know that you need to indeed prep. So I've got a special deal right now with prepwithgreg.com. Right now, at prepwithgreg.com, you can get $300 off a 3-month supply of long-term food storage that lasts up to 25 years. You get 2,000 calories a day. That is 6 of these buckets, because each of these buckets is a 2-week supply. You can also get 25% off if you can't handle that special deal. 25% off of a 1-month supply, which is on the order of $74 and some change, guys. So you really can't beat it, because this is 2,000 calories a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner with desserts and drinks. Hey, this will make you a winner. Go consider this. Go to prepwithgreg.com. The times we're in, guys, it's nutty. What's going on with China? What's going on with us in China, with India and China, with India and Pakistan, with Iran and Israel, Iran and us, Russia. Guys, we are in some really severe times right now. And, you know, I talk about things also to how hopefully we can prevent these things coming about, things that we can do to change, to keep the course of history in a better path. But we'll talk about that toward the end here. So what is happening? Holy smoke, what is going on? As I said, China is building all these new silos. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go into some articles here. We'll do some shares. Ding, ding, ding. Here we are, guys. Let me see, I'll blow this up. The app here fights me sometimes. Okay, here we are. As we know, China has had all these mobile silos, not silos, all these mobile missile launchers. This has been 80 to 85% of their launchers, I guess about 80, have been mobile missile launchers. And that's what they claimed was the basis of the fleet, because they can move them around and it's harder to target. So these new silos really, so guys, they're talking about up to 875 warheads that can be put on these missiles, maybe more, maybe less in these silos. So you know, right now their only center has gotten to 200, maybe 300 warheads. Aha. You know, I've took that to task in the past, especially in one of my interviews with Dr. Peter Vincent-Fry. Oh, by the way, Dr. Peter Vincent-Fry will be back on my channel again Thursday next week. And so, yeah, we're going to be talking about the prospects for China doing an EMP attack on the United States. So you need to stay tuned for that. I got another special guest, surprise guest on Wednesday. He's going to be talking about EMP in general and grid down the threat thereof, why we need to get prepared. So you can get it from a different perspective than just Greg Allison yapping his guns. So, all right, back to this. China is, you know, they're constructing this network. Like I said, it's going to see Hami. This may not be the best article look out here. You go way down here, so I don't tell you anything more than I've already told you. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to bring in here. Chinese nuclear experts dismissed the Washington Post report on the discovery of the nuclear missile base under construction with Mr. Song Jinping, a former PLA, People's Liberation Army instructor, saying that missile silos are outdated. This is according to the South China Post. Oh, missile silos are outdated. Why won't we build missile silos? Well, clearly building missile silos, but he's trying to, throw dispersion at it. See, they're saying that Song said, that's interesting. China already has mobile launchers and discarded the fixed silos, which are time-consuming, labor-intensive, and costly, and vulnerable to attacks and be destroyed. Guys, see that? What that raises in my mind is, well, then why are you building nuclear silos? Well, that's not entirely true, but are they contemplating the first strike attack? What is this? Are they actually contemplating the first strike? I mean, they would be good for you if you want to do a first strike, but also, if you see a warning that missiles are coming toward you, typically, if you've got a silo-based system, you launch them. The problem is you could have a false indicator, false positive warning. It could lead to an accidental launch. That almost happened several times between the United States and Russia. Now, holy smoke, we got another player in this game. Yikes. So we need one more player in this game of Russian roulette, random number generated Russian roulette. So researchers wrote that fast study that they said the new silos were all, if the new silos were all loaded with missiles, it could potentially carry 875 warheads. We'll go more into that. Depends on how many warheads are on each missile, a lot of stuff like that, what kind of missiles are doing. Let's see, I'm trying to have the explanations for this stuff. Okay, so in essence, guys, there's several reasons they may be building these. Let's go through this article. This shows the sites where they're going in. This is the new site in Hani, near Hani, not right in the town thereof. But it is located 240 miles northwest of Yumen, the other field. And the different silos, well, it can be 3 kilometers apiece. I guess that's giving some distance, should they get hit, in a strike. Gives them some better capacity to survive, I suppose. Yeah, this other training area in Jelanthe is in Inner Mongolia. That's got about a dozen silos. And it turns out that there's other silos being constructed in a few other places, smaller numbers right now. See, this is I guess the little, looks like the air inflated buildings they got for the command centers there. And we got a couple of those air inflated buildings in Marshall and old Space Flight Center and over Redstone Arsenal. So that's what that looks like. So let's see here. I was hunting something. Let's see, so what we're just saying is up to 250 new silos under construction. In addition to the approximately 100 road mobile ICBM launchers. And, they claim that they think that we're going to build up to 150 of those. So this stockpile of weapons makes you wonder. Of course, it's been said that they could grow that stockpile of the nuclear process plant they're building, and may have been built, we kind of think they built a bunch of them and just quit. We said production facilities. How do we know they quit? How do we know they've not been producing them all along? So, they did have this DF-5 missile that they've been using. That was their old liquid ICBM. So they're coming up with new varieties of ICBMs that were solid fuel, which are more reliable, such as the new MIRV, as multiple independent reentry vehicle. Is what MIRV means. Multiple independent reentry vehicle. That means many warheads on one vehicle that can independently be targeted. And their new missile is the DF-41. And here again, they're talking about 875 warheads, assuming 3 per missile. But, hey, they've got the ICBMs that actually can carry 5 per missile. So why don't we pick 3 here? How do we know what they're putting on there? Yikes. Maybe that is the number for the DF-41. But there we go, guys. What are they cooking? Why are they doing it? And what gets me was that excuse. Well, these these silos are outdated. We got mobile launchers. Then why are you building silos? So Here are some of the excuses that is believed might be reasons, and that is ensuring survivability from nuclear retaliatory strikes, increased readiness of the ICBM forces, transforming from the liquid fuel missiles to solid fuel missiles, will increase reaction time of the ICBM forces because they have to refuel the others. And it takes a long time, the DF5. Protecting ICBMs against non-nuclear attack. Yes, the DF5 is a little bit vulnerable. Overcome potential effects of missile defenses. Our missile defenses are not that substantial, guys. They're meant to handle North Korea, not a larger country. So transition to solid fuel silo missiles, which is what they're doing. As I mentioned, that's kind of redundant. Transition to peacetime missile alert posture. What? Yeah, that's kind of strange excuse there. Balancing the ICBM force, increasing China's nuclear strike capability. Now, I think that's it right there. And 250 new silos appears to move China out of the minimum deterrence category. Because China always had this minimum deterrence category. Historically, kept its nuclear launchers at relatively low level. Yeah, looks like those days are over. National prestige. That's something that China's really falling with the wolf warrior stance that they're taking. They don't know what to do about it, and they're talking about arms control and things like that. You know, guys, when's China ever followed a treaty? They don't want to have a treaty with us right now because they want to get to parity with the United States and Russia. So I'm not entertaining the notion of treaties at the moment. So, all right. So what does this mean? We got some other things we want to share. I'm going to stop the share for a second. What does this mean? Why are they building all these silos? You know, why are they not putting more in mobile? They don't care. I mean, I would have thought mobile missile launchers have been cheaper. So maybe they would build missiles that are more capable of putting in silos. Mobile missile launchers are harder to hit. But, you know, they can launch on warning. You know, if they see the ICBMs coming, they get them out of the silos. Of course, like I said, it could be a false positive alert of attack, which may not be real. It might cause them to launch. There's nothing. You get in war with China, you know, we may be shooting conventional missiles at them. We may misinterpret. Here's the other risk. They may shoot conventional missiles at our carriers in Guam, and we may think they're nuclear. And when you're shooting these ballistic missiles around, how do you know at what point do you say that's conventional, that's nuclear? Well, like one nuclear device goes off, you definitely are in a whole other ballgame. So, I don't know, guys. Are they really contemplating the first strike? Could it be? I hope not. I hope not. But you got to wonder. You just got to wonder. So let's go back and share it again. Let me show you some other things. Because China is actually undergoing like apocalyptic biblical plagues right now of sorts. 300-foot sandstorm swallows buildings as they vanish, and the sky turns orange. Look at the sandstorm, guys, coming in. 300 feet high, just blanking and everything out. And everything covered in dust in the city of Dunhong. This, guys. And on the other side of China, they're being hit by a typhoon. Shanghai. Shanghai is having to evacuate lots of people due to the grid loss, power losses after this typhoon hit. You can believe that. Now, I've heard something on the order of like 100,000 people, or hundreds of thousands. Oh my gosh, hundreds of thousands evacuated from Shanghai. And guys, that's not the whole story. You know, they've had these other floods. Oh yeah. By the way, the British are selling into the South China Sea and Japan. China is saying, you better not come in here with that aircraft carrier. You better not come here. Blah, blah, blah. Consequences. So Defense Secretary Ben Wallace says, we're not worried. And he says, we will respect China and hope China will respect us. But we will sell where international law allows. By the way, China claimed all the South China Sea. They created their little 9-dash line and just claimed it. They drew their own little dotted line around most of an ocean, Sea. It's all ours. You know, it's right in the middle of all these other countries, and it does not fit with the Law of the Sea Treaty that which they signed. And the International Court ruled against China, and yet China still, does what they do here. So let's see here. What's it say about that? Maybe it's the HMS Queen Elizabeth, taking part in exercise of the Philippines, Sea of Australia. So there you go, guys. The British are saying we're not scared. This comes after China threatened to nuke Japan off the face of the earth. So Britain said, you're not scaring us. So Britain's standing up. Britain is standing up. Has America said we're not scared? Interesting. And here's another thing with China, guys. The Taishan nuclear power plant has had an incident. And now China finally admits damage to fuel rods. So they famous of a very insignificant fraction. But they said, well, this is routine. No, it's not routine to have damage to fuel rods. Come on. And the French company operating the place it reported the incident and even reported the United States and have claimed that China raised their standards for admissible leaking radioactive gases so that we didn't have to shut the plant down. So apparently there's been some kind of leak, according to French sources. But hopefully this will not go any further, but we don't know because the French guy said if this stuff was happening there at a plant in France, we'd have shut the plant down. So guys, but the Chinese says this is common. There's no need for concern. Since when do you ever trust the Chinese Communist Party, right? Yates. And let's see, I'm trying to get another article up here. You might know about these rains that's been going on inside of China in the Henan province. They had massive flood, a year's worth of flood of rain in about a few hours here, and around Jingzhou and Xinjiang. I hope I pronounced that close. But they had this big tunnel that got flooded. I'll talk about this, but this is important. This huge tunnel got flooded, and they don't know how many people they lost in there. The local authorities actually closed the exit, but not the entrance to that tunnel. And they've been seeing towing a bus out of there. I've seen many other articles and videos on this. So let me stop the share now. Karma. Hey, China, karma. You know, you being the wolf warrior, maybe the man above isn't happy with that. Of course, you don't believe in the man above. Not as a nation, not as a party, excuse me. But more and more of your people are being to believe it. If you're one of those people believing that, maybe you might think, why is all this wrath coming down upon you? Maybe it's because the party that runs your country just isn't being nice to the world. And maybe they're paying the price. So think about that. All right. Might not want to be too favorable of them continuing in their power. Now, for us in the rest of the world, how do we limit their power? Their power comes from trade, money. Quit buying their junk. Quit buying their junk. Vote with your dollar. Vote for local sources as much as possible. Any source but them. Do you really need that bauble from there? Do you really need that iPhone? Do you really need those Nike shoes? I'll never buy Nike again. They're done. Yeah, I used to buy Nikes. Nope, no more. They did have a little feature in the soles that helped when your feet were pronated, but they're not the only company that does that. Bye-bye Nike. Bye-bye iPhone, Apple, and all the other companies that are so happy to trade over there. Okay, guys. So, and you'll be seeing more on here soon about that trade, about China's ownership of properties here in the United States, and things we might just do about this. Coming out soon, guys. I'm going to do a video with Stacy Savicki here sometime in the next few days. She's working on a new alert for our Freedom Restoration Foundation. And you might find that interesting. So, I don't just sit around and take it. I figure out what to do about things as best as I can. as best as I can. I am one busy person, though. I'm just one person. I'm really busy. And I do have some volunteers to help me with some of these things, but there's not enough of us to cover the ground. So maybe you should write us at freedomrestorationfoundation.org and put freedom in the subject line so we'll know that you want to be a part of us. We also have sites on a website, on Facebook, or page on Facebook, page on a Facebook group, let me rephrase that, and a MeWe group. So we're out there, we're growing. And right now there's no membership fees. We don't have that kind of membership structure. We're just looking for people that want to be associated and help us out. Maybe down the road we'll do that kind of stuff. Right now I'm bearing all the costs myself. For the website, for the servers, all this stuff, for the software to build the website. So in any event, China. Yeah, maybe they're being judged. Maybe. But guys, we got to keep an eye on them. We got to keep an eye on them. So just remember that and get ready. Keep your eye out. I'll get more stuff on here about things that we can do. It's coming up. In the meantime, just get yourself ready. Prepare for the worst. Hope and pray for the best. Now, I did a video sometime back. I've talked on other channels about my concept of the universe and the solar cup. Basically, it's saying the universe is multidimensional, and your mind plays down the track. You put your power of intention and prayer into it. We have choices. That's why God's not a tyrant. God gave us a multiverse playing field. So anyway, this thing with China is disturbing. Two missile fields doesn't mean they're going to launch on us, but why are they building them this way, guys? Why? Anyway, something to think about. Moreover, it's something to get ready for. Stay tuned for my interview with Dr. Peter Vincent Pry Thursday, dear Lord willing. And with that, everyone have an awesome week. Catch you later.